Are Locast's days numbered? Perhaps. Probably. I think most people would probably say yes. This is Locast. For the last few years, it has been a place to watch local television for free. They should put an asterisk by that, okay? Anyway, as you can see here, say you don't have an antenna, or say your antenna can't get much on it, and you don't want to pay for cable. If you live in some of these cities, if you live in these cities, Boston, Scranton, New York, Philadelphia, all the way down here, Charlotte, Atlanta, Orlando, Dallas, Phoenix, Seattle, Portland, LA, Chicago, Minneapolis, etc. All these cities, if you live within these markets, you can punch up locast.org on your computer, on your phone, anyway. They have various apps on Roku, etc. And you can watch television. You can watch all the local stations from that particular market. I'm in the Charlotte market, and these are all the stations that I can get. There's CBS. You get all the sub-channels like Grid and MeTV. You get ABC there. You get Fox. You get a bunch of PBS stations. There's MeTV. All the channels that are available over the air in your market, as long as you're in that particular market, you can watch them. And there's quite a bunch of channels here. There's NBC and Fox and everything else. Okay, so if it's available in your market and you're in that market, it co-locates you. It uses your location device. You have a location device on your machine or your computer, and if it notices you within that market or any market that Locast serves. If I drive up to New York, as long as I'm in the New York market, it'll pull up the New York stations for me. Ditto wherever I go. So it's a nice service. It's technically free, but if you just use the free service, every few minutes, you will get, I think it's every 15 minutes or 10 minutes or something, you'll get a little barker picture. The stream will stop and it'll say, please help support Locast. And then then you have to close that out and then restart the stream. And that'll happen every 10 or 15 minutes if you're using the free service. So technically really isn't free, because it's annoying to watch the free service. If you pay $5 or more a month, sign up with your credit card, whatever, then that goes away. You don't have any more of those little nag screens. So it's technically $5 or more a month. It's $5 the minimum, and you can make a donation higher than that if you want. They call it a donation, but it really isn't. It's really a service fee. Anyway, big news yesterday. Locast loses its legal protections that kept it in the local streaming service. Anyway. So apparently ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox have all filed a lawsuit. This was a couple years ago. It's been delayed because of the pandemic. They're very simply claiming that Locast is violating their station's copyright. That you can't just take a signal off the air and put it in a platform like Locast and then resell it. You just can't do that without without permission. And the other thing you have to do is what cable companies do and what services like YouTube TV do and Hulu and stuff that do carry some of your local channels, is you have to pay a retransmission fee if it's required by the broadcaster. And almost all commercial broadcasters require this, okay? For example, here in my little town in western North Carolina, if you want to get basic cable, that's all, just basic cable with your local channels pretty much, it's $45 a month, okay? That's for almost that. Those are free if you had an antenna and you could get those signals, but there's mountains in the way blocking them or whatever. You could, that's free television. That's over the air, but they're charging you $45 a month, and they can do that because they have their costs to run their cables and stuff, and that's expensive. And the other thing is they have to pay a fee to most of these broadcasters. They charge a fee. Retransmission, there's a retransmission fee, it's what's called. So for your local CBS station will charge a couple bucks a month for a retransmission fee, and your ABC station and whatever, and all the different companies that own those stations. Your CBS station may not be owned by CBS. It may be owned by Tegna or Cox or something, something like that, Sinclair. So that is why, even if you do get cable with basic, just your local channels, it costs upwards of $40 or $50 sometimes. What Locast did was say, hey, we're taking these signals and we're acting as an antenna service, and we're bringing them in for, and we're going to charge you nothing technically, but wink, wink, we'd like a $5 donation. Apparently, so what happened here was there was a summary judgment requested by the major broadcast networks, and that came down yesterday, the 31st of August 2021. And basically it kind of agreed with the networks that according to Engadget here, the big four, they don't believe that Locast's aims were anywhere near as public-minded as the company made out. They were claiming, they were actually retransmitting TV stations for a profit, not for, for free. Because, again, it isn't really free, If it were totally free, they might get away with this. But then how's Locast going to support itself? The court ruled in favor of the networks. The court found that Locast's policy of expanding into new markets, which they've been doing lately, been adding new markets, at least half a dozen so far this year, where their cash should have been used to cover costs only. The judge said that the cash raised from Locast, $5 per month, and then they put, don't call it a subscription, was used to bankroll further expansion and earned, quote, far more money from user charges than was necessary, unquote. Anyway, so that basically removes Locast's major legal shield. It's still operating as of September 1st. I checked it out today. It's still running, but there's going to probably be more and more legal challenges to it as we head into 2022. And it probably won't last too much longer. Engadget says that Locast said that the ruling was disappointing, citing commentary from various legal sources that said the court interpreted the law in an artificially narrow way. Locast says that over 3 million people can use Locast to access local TV, including many who can't afford cable and can't pick up their local stations with an antenna. This ruling threatens their access to local news and information during a global pandemic. Again, if Locast goes away, what it's going to mean is television stations are going to lose some audience, okay? There are people out there that don't want to pay for cable, and they can't get all their TV signals in an antenna, via an antenna, and so they use Locast as kind of a backup service, like what I do here. And if Locast goes away, that's just one less way people can watch the TV stations, and so their audience is going to go down. More and more people cut the cable cord, the local TV station's audience is going to go down. People aren't going to be wanting to pay $50 a month for free television, so yeah, I don't know. Again, I totally agree with what the court said, that Locast is not a free service. It's masquerading as a free service, and the free service is not usable. You have to pay money to watch Locast, and therefore they are, and then they are not just covering their costs of providing the antenna to you, so to speak, and the streaming. They are actually expanding and using the money for other things and making a profit on it, and that is taking them into dangerous territory where they violate the copyright. So I was watching some of my YouTube channels there that cover all this stuff. Tyler the Antenna Man particularly, and he did I think he does agree that Locast days are numbered and it probably won't be around for too much longer. I believe it may last till next year, 2022. It may struggle through as these court cases continue, and legal cases always take forever, especially during the pandemic now. So Locast may be here for another couple months, maybe into 2022, but I would be very, very doubtful if it survives past next year. Anyway, but it's still available right now. I don't know. We'll keep you updated. Thank you for watching. Vlog Under.